You know that feeling when you found the one where they just get you. You guys have matching playlists, you can talk to each other on the phone for hours without getting bored, you have internal jokes, they make you laugh till your cheeks hurt. Life just feels beautiful with them. And even when you spend the whole day with them, the minute they leave, you miss them. And that's when you start believing this is the one I want to spend the rest of my life with. That is when I hope you find this video. Because while I do believe that you're in love, I just want to make sure you're falling for the right reasons, not just the fun ones. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rootvi and I love love. I used to be a hopeless romantic, and I have now, with time and experience, turned into a practical romantic. While I still believe that love is the most beautiful feeling in the world, I do believe that it's not enough to sustain a relationship. So I'm here to tell you everything that I've learned about love, relationships, heartbreaks, and now about building a beautiful marriage together after putting in years of effort into building my relationship. So I hope you're ready to take notes, because I'm not going to tell you anything about red flags or green flags. I'm here to tell you about practical flags that you need to look out for when you're choosing the one. And if you are like me and you love love, make sure to subscribe, because I post a lot of content on building beautiful relationships and mastering your emotions. And if you want a sneak peek into my life, make sure to follow me on Instagram, where I post a lot of personal content. Now for the lessons you're waiting for, I just want to start by saying every single thing that I'm about to share with you, I've applied into my relationship and have shared this with numerous people in my life whose relationships have truly transformed. So I hope this really helps you. Make sure to take notes and let's jump into it. So the number one thing I want you to look out for is their value system. Very often in life, we think about good looks, money, fame, sense of humor, and that's fine when you're in a relationship. But when you're taking the relationship to the next level and you're thinking about spending the rest of your life with them, those characteristics aren't enough. You need to look a little bit deeper. I want you to sit down with your partner and talk about these things. Ask them, how many kids do you want? Are we going to actively practice our religion? Is alcohol and meat okay? How do we plan on splitting our finances? Are we going to live in a nuclear family? Do we want to live in the city or close to nature? Talk about these things, discuss this, and align on these fundamentals with your partner, because these are often fundamentals people live by, and they are pretty rigid on this because this is what they truly believe in. So it is very difficult to make your partner change about their value system or the beliefs that they stand by. So it is really important that you have an active conversation so you understand each other's value system and make sure that it is aligned. Money, religion, kids, family, a lot of these topics can make or break a relationship and can lead to very aggressive, difficult fights if the two people aren't aligned. I'll give you a personal example. I know a couple who had been in a relationship for a long time, and in a happy, beautiful relationship together, they finally decided to get married, and then they end up discussing about children. And one person hates the idea of having kids, while the other person wants multiple kids out of the marriage. Now this leads to a huge fight. This is 1 month before the wedding. Now the family gets involved, everything gets really messy. Now imagine a couple that has been together for such a long time and they haven't discussed such a fundamental topic that could potentially have ended their marriage. So my request to you is spend some time understanding your partner's value system and decide if you can meet each other halfway. If you're completely aligned, amazing. But if not, figure out a middle path that works for both of you. Number two, I want you to understand your partner's relationship blueprint. I don't know why nobody talks about this enough, but every single person has a relationship blueprint, whether they're aware of it or not. I make all the couples that I do one-on-one coaching with do this the first time we talk. You have to be aware of your own and your partner's relationship blueprint. A relationship blueprint is your partner's subconscious definition of love. This is formed by the relationships they saw growing up, whether it was their parents, whether it was their siblings if they were married, uncles and aunts, or the movies they saw or the books they read. But they have a pretty solid definition of what love and a good relationship is based on what they saw growing up. Let me give you an example. If your partner saw their mother and her fundamental role being one of somebody who takes care of the house and takes care of the children, that's who they believe their fundamental role of their partner is. If they saw their father asking their mother's opinion about business and important decisions, that's what they believe equality in a relationship means. If they grew up seeing infidelity or cheating, they might have an overly dependent attachment style or will be very insecure as a partner. So, what they saw growing up and what they believe love is significantly affects your relationship. So, I want you to spend a lot of time and energy understanding their past and their definition of a good relationship, because it is going to significantly affect your life. The minute you actually understand their blueprint, a lot of your fights will disappear because everything will start making sense. Let's say your partner has commitment issues, but they've seen people in their family hurting each other or getting divorces. They might be just protecting their heart from heartbreak or pain, and so that's why they have commitment issues. Or if they behave a certain way, once you start seeing the dynamics of what they believe love is or what they've seen love is growing up, you will immediately understand why they behave a certain way. And then you both can either address it or accept it, depending on the situation. So when you choose your life partner, before you make that decision, please, please, please spend a good amount of time understanding their blueprint of love. Number 3, determine how open your partner is to feedback. Can you tell them, baby, I didn't like the way you made a joke about me in front of your friends? Or can you please text me when you go out so I'm not left wondering and stressed out about where you are? These seem like very small things. Trust me, this is the most practical tip I can give you. You have to determine if you're able to give your partner feedback, tell them about your boundaries, tell them about your likes and dislikes without it having to turn into a fight. In a relationship, both of you should be growing and evolving. But if one person is extremely rigid, there will be a lot of conflict and very little growth. In life, you should be able to tell them what hurt you, what you didn't like, or what your preferences are without it having to be an aggressive fight. If every time you open up and give them feedback, they either blame you, get defensive, push you away, shut you out, or it's a huge argument every single time, that is going to be a problem. So one of the key fundamental factors I often tell people to look out for when choosing the one is how open are they to feedback. This is really, really important. Number 4, the ability to manage stress. Make sure you find someone who has the ability to stay calm among stressful times. So often we show off how many abs our partner has or how fit they are, but the most important muscle that I need them to practice is the ability to manage stress. I'm sure you all know how stressful life is, right? There's so many ups and downs, and there's no way to escape this roller coaster of life. There will be stresses, be it family, finances, health, career, tough bosses. Stresses in our life are endless, but you have to find somebody who has the ability to remain level-headed and calm even amongst times of stress. How a person behaves during tough times speaks volumes about them. So I want you to figure out and observe your partner when they're facing stress, conflict, or failure, because you will learn immensely about their character and about them when you look at them in this lens. It is really easy to be a nice, kind, compassionate person when everything's okay and easy. But it's when times get tough, how does a person behave? Sometimes people cocoon themselves, become really distant. Some people hold it all in and become aggressive, or they take out all of their work stress and put it onto the relationship. I have so many couples who come and tell me every time he has problems at work, he fights with me at home, right? So you don't want a brain drain where you have fights at work and you're removing it in your relationship. You want to make sure you are with someone who's stable and you both are together even in times of stress, so you can handle the blows of life together instead of just the relationship being amazing when everything's amazing. You have to make sure you find someone who makes that journey easy together. And last but not the least, number 5, find someone you can learn something from. Find somebody who inspires you. And I don't mean go date an AI expert or a physicist, absolutely not, but just somebody you can learn something from. I'll tell you personally, growing up, my mom used to always tell me a man or a woman is known by the company he or she keeps. So everything that I've become today is the accumulation of the company that I've had growing up, whether friends or colleagues, right? And so if you decide to marry someone, you are going to spend the majority of your life and time with them. So they better inspire you in some way. Now, I'm a biomedical engineer. I have dual degrees from one of the hardest colleges in America. Now, do I expect my partner to know fancier math formulas than me? Absolutely not. But they still should inspire me in some way. My partner has taught me so much about money management and how do you make your money work for you. They've taught me things about the stock market. And most importantly, every single day he teaches me how to be a better person. I see how kind he is, how selfless he is, how he helps other people. And that in turn makes me want to be a better person. And that's what I want you to look out for. Because who you become in life is significantly dependent on your other half. And so find someone who teaches you something. It could be how to work out better, what books to read, somebody who tells you about world news and politics, somebody who can teach you how to cook, or how do you play a better instrument. Anything that they can teach you to make you a better person or to inspire you or to give you some skill set. Right, and that's a wrap. I really hope this video was helpful for you. And do I mean that if your partner doesn't match these 5 things, you should just end your relationship? Absolutely not. But send this to them and you both can together aspire to go down this list and become these people, do these things and get here. I hope you both watch this together and build a super beautiful, amazing life together, because I love love and I want you to experience the beauty of a happy, stable relationship. All right, take care. I love you and I'll be back next week with another video.